comics and everything that goes along with that.
Batman!
Yes.
Podcast over.
So anyways, Geoff and Garry, once again, in your house, in your eyes, in your brains.
In your ears.
That's right.
Behind you.
Everything inside you.
I am right behind you.
So, favorite things. Many favorite things to talk about.
These are a few of my favorite things.
So,
Anyone?
Should we start with?
Well, you're running the, you've
All
got
right.
the gavel in hand on this one.
How about start basic? Favorite character, can be past, present, whatever. Favorite character or incarnation of a character.
Like in general?
Whatever.
Are we talking
Your favorite character, whether you read his book currently or not, or her book or whatever book,
well,
or your book you used to read. Your
because-
favorite character.
because of my deep, desiring, passionate love for Superman, I gotta put that character aside because if we ask a question, favorite character, Superman. Favorite hero, Superman. It's gonna get boring.
But if it's Superman, it's Superman.
I think Superman would be my favorite all-encompassing character across comics, film, television, animation, all of that. Across everything it would be Superman. As far as basically limited to books,
Books. Favorite character. The one you like more than anything. Like I said, whether you read his title now or not.
Or hasn't had a title. Are we okay?
Whatever.
Okay.
It's your favorite character of all time. Comic book character. Your favorite
character. I utterly adore Doctor Doom.
That's your favorite comic book character.
It's something about the green outfit and the metal armor is a badass visual. The fact that he's a dictator and the magic and science angle, because you've got two competing ideas as they're usually represented in comics, literature, whatever.
Yeah.
You've got them basically bent to his will, and you can do both of them, often simultaneously.
Yes, which is cool. And he's got like magic-based things built into
he's got like
his
glyphs in his armor, so like he can go up against any magic or tech user. Because okay, bring it. Oh, you're fighting me with magic. No, you're not. And his army of Doom bots, the fact he lives in a castle, the fact that he programs his Doom bots to believe that they're him.
I know, that's pretty cool.
I always had this really weird belief that the real Doctor Doom died like 20 years ago, and all we actually have is Doom bots who think they're Doom. You can't prove that's not true.
True.
Because every time they think we've got Doom.
Exactly, it's a Doom bot.
Yeah, where is it?
Christoph.
Or Christoph on something. What's his last name now? They don't call him Christoph on Doom. He was just in Hickman's last Avengers issue. I don't think they called him Von Doom.
New Avengers.
Yeah. And he's just, the visual of Doctor Doom is fantastic. The hooded cloak. People give him shit for the skirt. It's not a skirt.
It's not a skirt. Exactly.
It's a tunic. And the fact that he has a gun.
I know.
He doesn't.
That he ever really uses.
Yeah.
But he used to use it a long time ago if you read the FF issues.
True. It's more ceremonial, which is awesome.
I think so too, yes.
Yeah, the fact, he has that.
But you never know, because now, one day he could pull out that gun, and he hasn't pulled it out because it's like a universe-shattering gun or something.
Like an ultimate nullifier gun.
Exactly, you don't know, because he hasn't used it in so long, right?
And the fact, he runs that country. People give Doom shit like he's a villain, blah, blah.
He's not. He's very benevolent.
Yeah, you look at, every time they go to Latveria, I'm not seeing poverty in the streets of Latveria. And what's Latveria's unemployment rate? 2% maybe?
I know. He's got the best run country in the world.
Sure.
Nobody wants for anything.
It's literally through an iron fist dictatorship, but he takes care of his people. Once in a while someone's gonna die from some type of scheme, or when he pisses off the Asgardian gods or whatever, or Morgan Le Fay comes knocking at his door.
True.
But I think just the fact that he has a great history as well within the Marvel Universe is fantastic. Very few villains outside of Magneto and Doctor Doom have that deep, rich history, all the way back to the inception of their antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
You can trace Magneto all the way back, so he's been there with the X-Men going all the way through. Same as Doom with the Fantastic Four. And he's a great character when he's other guys' bad guy as well.
Yes.
He's not just the Fantastic Four bad guy. He's gone toe-to-toe with the Avengers, with Doom, Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. I would love to have seen him become the Sorcerer Supreme after Doctor Strange lost
I think he was at one point.
He was a candidate for it.
No, he actually was at one point.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. In an FF issue, of course.
What was it? The back end of Hickman's New Avengers issue. I think there's a tease or something for the upcoming issue, and it's got like all these different versions of Doom. And I think one of them is the Sorcerer Supreme version, where he's got like metal helmet. He looks like Doctor Strange Fate. So I'm like, yes, please.
Reference to obscure DC Marvel crossover in the 90s. Not too obscure, but whatever. Yeah. Still, no one really talks of it anymore.
Doctor Strange Fate was the best thing to come out of that.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Did he have a mini or was it just one issue?
It was. They were all one issues.
Yeah, and then the big overarching. Yeah. Darklaw was kind of cool.
That was. I didn't like that one.
It was too obvious. Yeah. Although Doctor Strange Fate was obvious, but still cool.
True. So my favorite character of all time.
Overall.
Incredible Hulk. But Savage Beast version Hulk.
Like
non-talking.
Smash.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the only two words he can say basically is Hulk smash.
And Betty.
Yeah.
Say Betty.
Sometimes he says Betty. Yeah. But that's it. Yeah. Like just your savage, brutal Hulk. That's my favorite. Misunderstood monster. Now I don't know why he's my favorite. He's always been. Whether I read his title or not. Currently I am reading it, but I haven't always read it over the years.
You've had ebbs and flows with his. Like you stayed away from Aaron's.
No, I bought it, and it was terrible.
It
was
awesome.
Terrible.
The Island of Dr. Moreau version of Banner. That cool Von Doom chick.
No, Jason Aaron is a brilliant writer. I read the Wolverine Omnibus. I've read his Scout. I've read his Ghost Rider. I've read pretty much everything he's done.
He's a great writer. I don't think.
But I think his Hulk run was terrible.
I don't think he gets enough credit or push at Marvel.
Oh, he gets lots, I think.
They always mention Bendis, Hickman, and those guys, but Jason Aaron.
He's doing Wolverine and the X-Men. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I think
he's great.
He deserves to be up there with Hickman and Bendis.
Yeah, but I think I like the Hulk because when I was little, I always watched monster movies with my dad. So I don't know, I'm kind of like a monster guy. I like the monsters. Frankenstein, Mummy, Wolfman, all that stuff.
Yeah, you like the Morbius and...
That's right. Yeah. Love Morbius. I love all the Marvel monsters. Dracula, Living Mummy, all that stuff. I love every one of them. And I think because...
Jack Russell?
Maybe when I was...
Werewolf by Night?
Yep.
Yeah.
One of my favorites of all time, actually.
Best name.
But, maybe it was because I could identify with him. I don't know. Maybe because I was a little misunderstood monster when I was small. I don't know. I don't know what
your shirts off as a kid.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it was.
Had a penchant for
purple
pants.
But the Hulk always rang true to me. Always. Especially when he was the misunderstood monster. Not when he's like the smart talking guy. Not when he's Mr. Fix-It. Not when he's blue, yellow, red, whatever.
Polka dots.
The original green brute. Like, just...
his origin is really cool because he's one of the few Marvel heroes that actually his origin is tied to him being a hero.
Exactly.
Like Spider-Man wasn't trying to save someone's life.
No.
Like, Banner was
ran in to save
Rick Jones.
Yeah.
Everyone else was this creature of accident. It wasn't obviously supposed to. I mean, there's been tweaks of continuity. It was some Kree Skrull thing, but whatever. But he went in to save Rick Jones.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Very few other heroes have that.
Yeah.
Which is always a cool part of his character, and I kind of like how they kind of work that a little bit in, how Banner is a hero as well.
Yes.
And the new Indestructible Hulk run
is fantastic.
It's really quality material.
And that's what I like too, is when he's in Hulk form this way, he's more the dumb brute this time.
He's still
not the smart
he's
guy.
He's aware of what's going on. Him and Banner.
He's aware, but he's not all like I'm Mr. Science and whatever. He's not Bruce.
Which
separate characters.
They set that up at the end of Aaron's run. So if you haven't been reading it, at the end of Aaron's run, they basically came to an understanding that neither of them can get along without the other.
Yeah.
So they kind of basically had a shake hands deal where sometimes we're Hulk, sometimes we're Banner. You do this, I do that. We serve each other's interests. Because Banner kind of got tired of being remembered only for the Hulk.
Yeah.
Because in the Marvel Universe, he's like, what, third smartest?
Something like that.
Is he smarter than Tony? Because Reed's obviously one.
I can't remember if they've established if he's smarter than I think he's smarter than Tony.
Yeah. Because I know, Amadeus was, Cho is, the fifth?
Yeah.
So, I mean, for my opinion, it's Reed.
But see, the thing is, though, Banner knows tech and
Biology.
Science-y type stuff, where Tony just is basically a tech guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Reed knows universal
generally
level
everything.
stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
So like Reed would be 1, Banner 2, Tony 3.
Yeah.
Probably
There's a couple
T'Challa
others.
4.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Amadeus Cho, I think, is smarter than him.
Really?
Yes.
He's actually kind of awesome in Savage Wolverine right now.
Yeah.
With his intelligent, smart suit.
So, love the Hulk. Love everything about him. I just prefer him when he's dumb, not smart. The savage Hulk.
Yeah, the Hulk they're doing now is certainly savagier than he has been.
In quite a while.
Yeah. My favorite Hulk version in the last little while was still Greg Pak's.
Yes, the savage off-planet Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he got shot off into space and the whole planet World War Hulk stuff.
That was one of my favorite runs of all time. Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
So
very little Banner, but Banner was still had a presence, which was cool.
Yeah.
At being able to do that, have these characters, which are basically they're the same guy. Mm-hmm. They may have different personalities, but they inhabit the same space basically.
Yeah.
And to have one of them almost removed from the entire story yet still have a presence, I think was one of the best things Greg Pak was able to do.
So, favorite run of my character then, there's a couple. Planet Hulk, one we just talked about. The Crossroads storyline was the first time he was shot off into space. Okay. So they could get rid of him because he was just too savage, he was too brutal, he was just destroying everything. So it was the Crossroads storyline written by Bill Mantlo. It was like 301 to 310 or 11 or something like that. Fantastic. And the issues where he got married to Jarella, the love of his life. One of the loves. Also, the Hulk's life, I should say. Not Bruce's, but the Hulk's.
Also paying off in Greg Pak's World War Hulk run, where they were referencing her and his kind of confused turmoil over his new lady love on Saturn.
Do you have a favorite Doom run?
Seeing as he's never had his own book, I honestly
he's had miniseries.
He's had minis, yeah. Even though that was a Doom bot.
No.
The most recent one was a Doom bot.
But I mean,
my favorite stretch of things in the last little while that I can recall right now. All his scheming plans are always fun. I didn't really care for him in Miller's and Hitch's Fantastic Four run. I thought having him as a lackey to some other dude, even though he was not my favorite, but I loved him in the initial FF stories where he joined the Future Foundation.
Yeah, that was cool.
He got that cool badass uniform.
And the white uniform. That was a sweet variant,
Which I have the Marvel Universe figure. No Marvel Legend yet because I can't find that anywhere.
Yeah.
But having him work with the Fantastic Four and, not really fucking them over, kind of having his own thing. And I love his relationship with Valeria.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. The fact that she calls him Uncle Doom and, like...
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just all the history that he has inside that book, it's hard to kind of narrow down best parts of it. But any interaction that he has with Valeria, I just enjoy watching. During the Intelligentsia story arc through Hulk, actually, when they mind wiped him and he ended up being stupid. Yeah. And having Valeria come to him and help him and deal with things, and his sacrifice against the Celestials inside FF was pretty awesome. Just anytime he shows up, a book just jumps, in my opinion. To cool. This is going to be a great book.
Yeah. All right. Difference between these questions: favorite team and then favorite team book. They don't necessarily have to be the same.
My favorite team. Wow. I'm trying to run through. Recently, I became a big fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I know, kind of team of the moment with the movie and everything, but spinning out of the Annihilation War, that big crossover, Peter Quill was fantastic, and the Abnett and Lanning writing them, those guys just know how to do big space stuff, so that was so enjoyable to watch, to read and to see. But probably favorite team.
Start with team. Favorite team. All-time favorite team. Anything. Past,
any
present,
version. Okay.
Whatever. No longer published.
I love the Defenders. I really do.
I love the Defenders too. It's my number 2, actually.
Yeah. You've got everybody on that team. You've got Silver Surfer, Hulk, Namor, Doctor Strange, Valkyrie.
Can't believe you said Defenders. I love the Defenders so much.
They have such a great
Savage
dynamic.
Hulk,
Yeah.
Hellcat, Nighthawk.
Yeah. Even lower tier guys were cool in that book.
They were awesome. It was one of my favorite books of all time.
My favorite team book would probably be Geoff Jones' JSA.
That was pretty fantastic as well.
That, of all the books that went away in recent history that book was canceled before the reboot, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then it restarted as Justice Society, which was still good.
Yeah, it was still good.
That was the one book that when the 52 reboot happened, I was genuinely sad went away.
So was everybody, I think.
Because Geoff Jones you could tell he had such love for those characters.
Yeah.
And
a lot of legacy.
Yeah. And that's the thing, as I said, with White Doom's probably my favorite character, the history that he has, the character history inside the JSA book, having them be legacy heroes, not all of them, but having the mentor-student relationship, the legacy passed down stuff, I really enjoy that. And Marvel doesn't have anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried a little bit with Young Avengers, but there was more daughter, son, father relationships than anything than a legacy, adopting a visage that inspired you and that you admired. So those would probably be my favorites.
All right. So
actually, funny enough, both of those no longer published. There's no
Yeah.
Defenders and there's no JSA.
I know. So my favorite team, pretty much a toss-up.
Okay.
It's very hard to choose. Now I'm gonna say
Plug into your Marvel team, yeah.
I'm gonna say Avengers just because I followed them for decades.
And it covers the entire Marvel universe.
Pretty much, right? And it's a good team book. Even when it was poorly written, it was still better than a lot. And I just loved it. I loved every incarnation, basically. The West Coast Avengers, the Great Lakes Avengers. I loved Avengers with Dr. Druid and Cersei. I loved Avengers
Dr.
with
Druid
Black
actually
Knight.
wasn't bad. I enjoyed him.
I liked him, yeah.
He was really
Loved
really
the team
cool
when Hercules was on it. Iceman,
He's one of those characters that with the Marvel Now
Actually, I don't think Iceman was on it, but whatever.
What do we call Marvel Now? Rebranding?
No, just Marvel Now.
Marvel Now.
Whatever.
He's one of those characters where the fuck is he?
Yeah.
Where is Hercules?
Actually, I don't know where Hercules is at the moment. Dr. Druid's dead still, I think. So.
But where is and Brother Voodoo's dead?
Brother Voodoo is dead. Yes.
And where is Iron Fist since the Marvel Now rebrand?
Remember at the end of the last, I think it was New Avengers, him and Luke Cage were walking off, and Bendis hinted at a New Heroes for Hire book. So that could still be coming out as Marvel Now Wave 2.
Yeah.
But anyways, the close seconds, the toss-up is between Defenders, which we already mentioned. Love the Defenders. I can't even tell you how much. The Champions.
Oh, Champions.
Love Champions. It was Hercules, Iceman, Ghost Rider, Black Widow, and Angel.
Yeah.
Fantastic fucking team.
That's a cool lineup.
It was awesome. Yeah. It only lasted 18 issues, but it was one of the best teams of ever. It was so cool.
I think the reason I didn't pick Fantastic Four, because I love Fantastic Four, I didn't pick them as my favorite team because I think maybe the same reason you chose Champions. You have very rose-colored memories of them because they weren't around forever, but when they were great and they were fantastic stories. But with teams like the X-Men, the Avengers, Fantastic Four, it's they've been around so long and you've seen them be garbage. But you've also seen them be spectacular. So it's do I go for a book that's been great for as long as it was around, or for a book that's yes, fuck, yes!
I know.
Why is this happening?
And my last one was JSA. It was so hard to choose between the four, but I have to say Avengers.
Top of the list, okay.
But favorite team book that was...
I think I know where this might be going.
Published. I don't think you do,
actually.
This book no longer has been published.
Okay.
It finished at 1986's
Crisis.
Crisis.
Okay.
All-Star Squadron by Roy Thomas and various artists.
Alright.
That book was amazing. So good. Unbelievably good. It's JSA legacy characters, again, talking about JSA, but it had everybody in it. Like, it had a Wildcat, it had the Shining Knight, it had Liberty Bell, Mr. Terrific, it had everybody. It was a fantastic book. It was so good.
You haven't been reading Demon Knights, have you?
No.
Okay, I was wondering what your opinion was of the Shining Knight from Demon Knights.
I could not tell you at the moment. But yes, All-Star Squadron.
Okay.
Definitely recommend it to anyone and everyone. You can probably get pretty much every issue for $0.25 if you can find them. Like, cheap, but well worth the money. Hopefully they'll do full color reprints soon. They did do a DC Showcase Volume 1. But
should be an issue with any reprints or collections of that, should there?
I don't know. There shouldn't be, but I don't know why DC is held off. But again, there is not... I mean, they have the Earth 2 title going, which is... whatever.
And with James Robinson leaving and they want to expand to a second book, maybe that's something they can look into.
Who knows? But fantastic book.
I could see with James Robinson bailing on DC that the Earth 2 book gets rebranded as a JSA book, and then another couple solo titles kick off of it. Which is a shame because I really like James Robinson's work on Earth 2.
Okay, favorite supporting character. All time.
Oh, Jesus.
There's a lot to choose
like
from.
800,000
Jimmy
characters.
Olsen.
I fucking knew I was gonna
Felicia
say Jimmy
Hardy.
Olsen.
Like, Betty Brant. Like,
Betty Brant.
There is so many. Jean Loring. Like, a lot of characters.
Because Jean Loring is a supporting character.
She's a supporting character.
More background, I think.
Which supported the main character.
So I think the definition of a supporting character is very open to interpretation. Like, supporting character would be like what Luke Cage should be.
That's true. Luke Cage should be a supporting character.
I think Luke Cage's supporting character, Squirrel Girl, background character.
No, Squirrel Girl's a supporting character.
Just because she's a babysitter doesn't mean she's a supporting character.
She was a supporting character in that book. She was in quite a few scenes. She even was the focus of a few issues.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Those were called fillers.
Favorite supporting character?
I'm trying to think of one that's not too obvious. But if I say one I really like, it's gonna be.
Doesn't matter.
I don't want to put him down.
It doesn't matter.
I love Iron Fist.
He's not a supporting character. He's a hero. He's had his own book many times. Many, many, many times.
Okay, so one that's not a hero but lends support?
Just,
or...
you know, not a superhero.
Okay.
Supporting character.
I gotta go Jarvis.
That was my pick. Jarvis.
Yes!
Not robotic movie Jarvis.
Old, grizzled.
Yes.
It's a toss between
But
Jarvis and Alfred. Could have gone either way.
Screw Alfred, man.
Alfred is like the emotional
Alfred's
center.
boring.
Jarvis is like a dynamo of action.
Read the Masters of Evil storyline from the first volume of Avengers, where they beat the crap out of him and like left him for dead. He is awesome. Jarvis
I like how
awesome.
he is actually a tough guy and can handle all this shit, but he's not like an SAS operative or anything. He's just, you know,
like Alfred
they were
serves
interviewing
one dude, basically. Sometimes Robin, sometimes a Batgirl, whoever.
Yeah.
Jarvis, he knows Thor's favorite brand of beer. He makes Iron Man's favorite sandwiches. Like he cuts the crusts off
nowadays because they've taken his role into the AI. Like,
I don't know where he disappeared to. I don't remember the last time I saw him. I think he was back in the mansion, and then in the tower they had the AI, right? So I don't know, hard to say. I haven't seen him in a little while, but yes, I was also going to say Jarvis. That's pretty cool.
He is a quality character.
Yeah.
When he shows up, he always has that cool dialogue. There was a Captain America scene with Jarvis I was reading. It might have been in an Avengers book, where Cap was like, "I can make my own coffee." Jarvis was like, "You say that every morning, sir. We'll have this conversation tomorrow."
Yeah.
And like he still puts up with it, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I was gonna go Jarvis or Alfred, but
favorite villain.
Villain that's always been a villain, or villain that's flip-flopped?
Villain that's always been a villain.
Oh, jeez.
No flip-flop.
Darkseid.
Darkseid's pretty cool.
Yeah,
he's pretty cool.
Just again, the ruling despot. The design on him is cool. Not the biggest fan of Jim Lee's redesign. I don't like the arrow pointing at his dink. I don't like the shoulder pads. I got the Darkseid figure for Christmas. I popped the shoulder pads off.
Oh yeah?
It looks better without them. It's a cool design. Like, overall, of course, because it's a Kirby. So,
true.
How could it not be? But, yeah, he's just, all of his schemes, they're not, I'm going to take over this place. It's like, no, everything's mine. Because I say so. He wants it because he thinks he deserves it, and he's going to get it. The physicality level that he brings to the story, you don't get many guys that Superman can go toe-to-toe with, and he's definitely one of them. So when he shows up, like, okay, we're going to have some fights going on. And, like, his Omega Beam is a cool
Those are
weapon.
pretty sweet. Yeah.
His royal presence whenever he's around. I loved in the Justice League cartoon how he'd always walk with his hands crossed behind his back.
Yeah.
It's like he's not even gonna bother to be like ready for you to attack him. Like he's not gonna be prepped.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably my favorite true villain. Because he's duped them a few times. Like, I need help. I'm a good guy. He is a true dyed-in-the-wool bad guy. So that'd be mine. That'd be my call, Darkseid.
Hard choice for me. There's a lot to choose from.
Mephisto.
I actually really love Mephisto, and I think now that you mention him, I think he's top.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Been reading him for forever, basically.
Yeah.
He's always been evil, and he's so evil and tricky and all that.
He was awesome in Thor.
Yeah.
Like in JMS's Thor run.
Yeah, he was pretty good in that. And but just over the years and everything, Fantastic Four or Avengers or fighting the X-Men or
he's sometimes a little snivelly
whatever.
for me.
Yeah, a little bit here and there. I also really like the Collector. Not truly evil, but the fact that he collects people and things and shit and stores them and everyone's battling.
Now, for the record, we're talking about Marvel Universe's Collector, not The Simpsons Collector.
Yes, Marvel Universe's The Collector.
Enter the Collector. Wants to die in classic Lauren Green pose from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Best death ever.
Alright. Favorite current ongoing book?
Can we get a split on this between the two bigs?
It's up to you.
I'm gonna give you a split.
Favorite ongoing DC current book?
Okay. I know what your answer is gonna be, so
I don't know if you do.
Pretty sure I do.
How about you just answer your question?
My favorite current ongoing DC book, it would be Green Lantern, but with the big question mark surrounding the direction of that book,
true.
It's gonna get dropped down a little bit. Shit, it's getting canceled. I was gonna say Demon Knights.
It's still going, so you can say that if you wish.
I'm probably gonna say Flash.
Flash, eh?
Yeah. We talked about this in our previous podcasts about favorite books from the reboot. I mean, Wonder Woman, fantastic. Flash, awesome. Greg Capullo's Batman, just great stuff. But the design work they do in Flash, the panel work, how they're representing his powers and building back up his supporting cast. While some of the designs I don't love on his new bad guys, I don't like Captain Cold having like blasting arm powers. I prefer him to have a gun.
I haven't read that book in a while.
Yeah.
So
They acknowledged that he did have a gun, and they kind of like bioengineered their powers. It doesn't ignore the fact that he used to carry a gun around in a big hoodie. But just how they're...
Actually, I always thought that design was stupid. He's wearing a parka and he has a little freeze gun. Like, that's the stupidest design.
That's the best design. It's the cool glasses with the little slits. But the way Flash's powers have been depicted, the cool stories they've been doing, like having Iris in there as well, but having like other love interests for Barry, so it's not like, well, we're gonna get them together right away, but like different setups and turmoils within the character. Yeah. And he's, aside from Batman, I think his has been the best New 52 redesign, because I mean they put all those weird seam lines over all their costumes. Hal's didn't change that much. Aquaman's didn't change that much. They changed Flash with the lines, but it's a cool effect because it's like Speed Force going all through him. So I like that. The stitch and armor design on Batman is hit or miss. On Superman, I don't like the armor to begin with, but anyway. Yeah, probably Flash is my favorite ongoing DC. And yours?
All-Star Western.
Holy shit!
Is my favorite.
I had a 50% chance.
Current ongoing DC book.
I had a 50% chance. I'm fairly certain in our previous podcast you said Aquaman.
I love Aquaman. And I've pretty much loved him in every book he's had come out. I like undersea characters. I love Namor. I love Aquaman. But whatever. All-Star Western.
We don't even have to have that conversation about Aquaman versus Namor.
Love Jonah Hex. Always have loved Jonah Hex. Loved Jonah Hex. The future one there, whatever it was called, 2020 or whatever the hell it was.
Who's writing All-Star now? Is it still...
Still Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray.
Booster show up in there recently?
Huh?
Did Booster Gold show up in...
I think he's still coming up.
Yeah,
but fantastic book. Pretty much continued the same as it was from pre-52 to new 52, which was done-in-one stories.
Oh, they're all like self-contained one-shot style?
They were. Now they've done some arcs in this new one, I think, just to, hook people. So, not as many done-in-ones, actually very few this time around, but still, Jonah Hex is great. They've brought over some characters from the previous run, like Tallulah Black, and some of the other ones like Batlash, and the other Western characters.
Are they working with Amadeus Arkham as well?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And it's all tying into the Court of Owls and all that stuff from the
Which
Batman
is awesome,
titles.
because that's a book. It didn't need to tie into the Court of Owls, but the fact that it takes place in Gotham and they're using some of that history that was set up in the Bat book in their own book
it's pretty cool.
Is really neat.
But I've always loved Jonah Hex, and I love Western characters, and I love Western titles, and the fact that it's basically the only one being printed today, I will support it wholeheartedly. So,
did you see the movie?
Great book. I did see the movie. It was shit. And let's not talk about that ever again, unless we commentate on it. But anyways.
I've never seen it.
Wow, that's surprising.
That would be a good one to do.
Wow. Do not wow.
I wanted to.
Bring it over then.
But you have it?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. On Blu-ray. Yeah, it's still...
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good one to watch because you hate it. I've never seen it. So I could not feel bad about being like, what the fuck?
A close second would have been Aquaman for me, but...
The close second out of the 2 DC books you read.
I've read a number of books. It's just... that will lead us, let's say then, to the worst ongoing current DC
We didn't
book.
cover best Marvel ongoing.
We're going to do this
We're going in blocks. Okay, I see. Alright.
The one you hate the worst, that you've tried, but is garbage.
Oh, boy. What have I dropped? There was a couple of... I got a lot of books at the get-go of the reboot. None of them I really dropped because I didn't like. I dropped for other decision reasons.
Yes.
But if there was a book ongoing that I knew I had zero interest in, I didn't even bother. There are books where I wish I had gotten them from the get-go, but I honestly can't think of a book that I absolutely hate that I get, because if I get to that point, I just stop getting the book.
Yeah.
But the only book I've actually dropped that I liked was Green Lantern Corps. That took a little bit of a drop in my opinion, and I mean I was kind of sad that I had to drop it a few months back, but I'm like, well, I can live without it. Same as Batgirl, but there's been no books that I've been getting that I'm like, this is garbage, I must keep buying it.
Yeah. Actually, for me, there was.
Yeah?
It's a toss-up tie between Grifter and Voodoo. Now, I am a huge original Wildstorm fan. I love everything they ever did with their universe. The Authority, Stormwatch, like the Wildcats 2.0, 3.0, all that stuff. Fantastic. These 2 new abominations were just that. Abominations. They were terrible.
Never read a single issue of either of them.
I started buying it because I thought it'd be great. They weren't, so I kept buying it out of loyalty.
Yeah.
2nd issue, 3rd issue, 4th issue, 5th issue, they did not get better. they just were shitey.
Yeah.
They were so bad.
Was it the writing, the art, or just
it was everything?
Okay.
Actually, the art in Voodoo was passable. It wasn't. Not saying he's a bad artist, but it just I didn't feel do the character or the title justice. But by issue 6, I had to drop them 2 books, and look where they are now. Not even being published anymore.
Yeah. Is there a DC book that you wish you had gotten?
Oh, this is gonna sound terrible.
Actually,
there's two. There's 2. One is JLA Dark, which I kind of wish I'd given it a shot, but maybe I will in trade form.
That was close for my favorite teams.
But the second one, which is going to be a total surprise, and this is only because of nostalgia factor.
Stormwatch.
No, I did buy that.
Okay.
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans!
Nostalgia factor only.
Yeah. But then you would have read it and then just read good Titan stuff.
So, hard to say. Yeah. Sometimes when I look at the solicits or at the previews, I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I'd read that or was reading it. I can't really judge it too much, but...
For me, there were 3 books I wish I had gotten from the get-go. Having read them, at least 2 of the 3, having read them since they've been out. I wish I'd gotten Animal Man and Swamp Thing from the get-go, as well as iVampire. Those are the 3 that I wish I had
iVampire was good, but I dropped it for other reasons. So
just reading the Swamp Thing and Animal Man stuff since they've come out, just damn, I wish I'd had these on my bag from launch. I got issue 1 of Swamp Thing, and I'm like, okay. Oh look, they put Superman in to try and pull sales. This is great. So that's why I dropped it because I didn't see it going anywhere, and then I got the trades, and I wish I got this on the get-go. Because as fun as it is to read, I mean, I would have liked to have gotten them on a regular basis. But there are some that I'm so glad I took a chance on them, like Demon Knights and JL Dark.
Yeah.
Like, reading the first solicits for those books, you wouldn't think, I'm going to get these books, he's going to be great.
Yeah.
But then you start reading them, like, okay, I'm in.
True. Alright. Favorite current ongoing Marvel book?
That is a very, very tough one. There are so many good books, and there are so many good Avengers books.
Really do have some good books these days.
I think for concept-wise, big high-end ideas, and for being big ideas, but also looking at the heroes themselves, I gotta go New Avengers. I love the Illuminati as a concept. Like, the most powerful people representing different aspects of the Marvel Universe, like mutants, science, magic, technology, mutants, the oceans. Having those guys get together and kind of pull strings, horrendously fuck up, and kind of get exposed, but then realize that, okay, we do still need this group because there's so much shit going on in our world that we need something like this.
Agreed.
And then what they're facing in Hickman's New Avengers book. I got a quick review of issue 6 up on my blog, and it's the ideas that they're going with. The setup is paying off now. You kind of have that world building issue where you kind of get the quote unquote science that Hickman's using, and now you're getting payoff and story because of the setup. And having Captain America as part of it to begin with, having Infinity Gauntlets show up, and the gems, and
like everything, Ultimate Nullifier.
Everything's in there. And you've got such a badass group of people.
And I love the Black Swan character.
Oh, I think she's awesome. Really cool.
Yeah, so
one of the best new characters I think of the year, or at least of Marvel now. A year, I'm not sure when it's been out, but
love that character.
Yeah, and just the lineup like Black Bolt, Namor, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, back to Sorcerer Supreme, Reed Richards, Tony Stark. Not the biggest fan of Beast being in there, but I mean, as far as a mutant representative. You're probably going to go with Beast.
Next to Hulk, Black Bolt is a pretty close favorite character.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
He is. I would like to see him done in a movie. I think he would be really cool.
So.
But yeah, Namor in that book is really, 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 really cool. He's fantastically written because the rest of the group are like, oh, can we really still do all these horrible things that we're planning or might eventually have to do to save the universe and our Earth? And Namor was like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we can.
Very kingly.
Yeah,
very
we have to do it. Shut up.
Matter of fact.
Yeah. So. You guys want to tuck yourselves in at night and still be heroes, but can't be a hero if your universe doesn't exist, so shut up and deal with it.
So, my favorite, and it was a close call, the second being Avengers, because I love me some Hyperion, and I love me...
What is the deal with Hyperion?
Some of them characters.
Because I have not Squadron Supreme background, I have very little, like...
And you have to get yourself educated.
Yes, I do. Which version of Hyperion is this? Like, they tried to do his origin stuff in that one issue of Avengers, and I'm like, I no idea what's going on.
It's hard to say because they had the Max book, and they had all these other
He
things,
looks different, like his costume is
is darker.
Yeah.
He's had that costume before, I believe.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
It's just a different color scheme, kind of like Wolverine's tan and brown costume.
Okay.
But my favorite book right now from Marvel is Thor: God of Thunder.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. The best version of Thor in like the last 20 years.
You mean the 3 best versions of
That's
Thor?
Right. Like, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
The way it skips through time seamlessly. Like, he does it perfectly. There's no missteps or nothing.
Just never.
Yep, he does it perfect in this book. The villain is great. Gore the God Butcher, like, fantastic villain. And the fact that he's out killing all these pantheons of gods is amazing. The artwork is beautiful.
Oh, it really is.
Like
I can't. Who's the artist on that? What's his name?
Sad Rabiq.
Yeah, I can't think of any of the book I've seen of his, but it's friggin' gorgeous.
Yeah, it is great.
Yeah, they're like tableaus. Like
all the
page.
different pantheons he does show, they're fantastic and original and just so good.
Gods of like this thing and that thing.
Yeah,
the God Library that Aaron introduced.
It's amazing. And then the planet of God Time or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, they protect time and all this stuff.
Old Thor was awesome. He's got like one arm that's destroyer armor.
Yeah, it's just
and
so
I love how
cool.
he's giving Thor a hard time because he has no beard.
Yeah.
Shut up, you beardless whelp.
Like it is, everything about that book is perfect. Yeah. There's nothing out of place or out of line in that book. It is
definitely a book to look forward to. There are a few books that when I'm going through my pull list and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, what comes out this week? All right, that's good. Yeah. Thor's definitely on that list of like, yes, it's a Thor week. Score.
It is fantastic. Fantastic. So, worst ongoing current Marvel book that you either dropped or you have no inkling to try whatsoever?
This one is an easy call for me because I was so looking forward to this book. The 2 guys that are working on the book, I like so much. I like stuff they've written beforehand. I like all the characters on the book. I like the idea of the book. It's just something just wasn't working for me on it, and it's Thunderbolts.
Oh yeah.
I love Dylan and I love Way. Not on this book.
Yeah.
It just, there's something, everything about the book should work. You've got 2 great creators. You've got Red Hulk, who I actually enjoy as a character.
Now.
Yeah, because he's been characterized. He's not just a red version of Hulk.
Yeah.
I still want to know where his mustache goes.
Yeah. Gets burned off or whatever.
And then grows back. But you've got Red Hulk, you've got Punisher, you've got Deadpool, Elektra, and Agent Venom.
Mm-hmm.
These guys on a team sound perfect. How are you not getting bang for your buck out of this book? You've got Punisher and Elektra getting it on, Deadpool and his hurt feelings.
Yeah.
And like the idea of the leader kind of outsourcing his intellect to the internet, and like those are cool high-end concepts. But there was just something about the book where I was not liking it, but I kept getting it for longer than I probably should have. And
that book I had no inkling to try at all. Actually, just something about it.
Yeah, I didn't get the something about it
before I'd even bought it. It just didn't click. So I was
hoping that it would kind of settle in because like the last thing I remember reading of Way and Dylan was the Punisher War Journal mini that they did with the one of the crime families coming back. Yeah, and it was great. But this Thunderbolts run, I don't know. It didn't click for me.
I see.
And so
for me right now, and I'm only buying it out of loyalty because I want to see the book continue, the character continue. Only because I love the character so much, but I just don't think this team, for whatever reason, is not doing it justice. Morbius.
But we go Guardians.
No, I love the new Guardians of the Galaxy galaxy book. Love it.
You put a picture of Abnett and Lanning's Guardians next to Epting's Guardians.
I know, it's
the
totally
uniforms
different.
are garbage.
And I don't like what he's really doing too much with Star-Lord. Like, I do like the history he did with the Zero issue, but with the first issue, now he's like a whiny baby, spoiled son. I don't like that part. But anyways.
The costume is way better in the old one.
With Morbius, though,
I've read a few
issues. It's just not
Morbius.
the take I expected. It's not... It kind of fits him in a way because he is just a scientist who's kind of down on his luck and all this, but
he's out of his element in this new arc. He's defending some
I just find it boring.
Drug capital of New York.
It's not that it's terribly written or even terribly drawn. I just find it incredibly boring.
I loved when he was working for Armor.
Yeah.
I think having him in a monster style setting works. Having him in an urban drug gang lance type of setting doesn't fit him. Some of the flashbacks of his character have been really cool, but as far as feeling like it's a Morbius that we were looking for when the book was announced, definitely a flat telling from Morbius.
I only buy it out of loyalty. Because maybe on an upcoming arc, it'll be fantastic. But they're canceling it anyways, so obviously that may not happen,
I did not. Wow.
18 or something. They're keeping around for another arc or something, but
that's okay.
So whatever.
There's one book I wish it was kind of in that same Morbius Thunderbolts thing during the Marvel Now relaunch where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get this book because of the team, and I don't really care for this version of the character. Was Nova. And I don't know what it is if Jeff Loeb realized that he can actually write again, but it's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
it is so.
I did not buy that either, simply because of Loeb and the multitude of misfires he's had the last 10 years.
This one works. Ed McGuinness's art is great. The Sam Alexander character is really cool. He somehow knows how to write this little kid who has abandonment issues, and he's kind of wide-eyed about, holy shit, I have this Nova helmet. The idea of a Black Ops Nova team is really cool, and having Gamera and Rocket show up has been cool as well. But it's such a fun book. It's kind of seeing the Marvel Universe through this little kid, and it's really cool to see the wide-eyed astonishment. And the kid is a nice kid. He sees the Watcher, and the Watcher doesn't get called, doesn't talk to him, and then he flies away, then flies back. I'm Sam, by the way, and then flies away. And that's a cool little kid thing. So it's definitely it was a surprise book for me because I'm thinking, Jeff Loeb, you bastard.
All right, favorite book. Now I know you don't have the widest range of the two of us. But favorite book outside of the big two?
Currently?
Outside of the big two.
Okay.
Any book.
I'm enjoying the Game of Thrones adaptation that's been going on.
Really?
That's been
By Dynamite?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Did not expect that one.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's my favorite. I've been enjoying the hell out of it because it's been cool to see where they're differentiating from the show. There's a little bit more of the book in the comics. Because obviously they have more time, they can put in some of the more subplot things and do a bit more world building. But unfortunately, I don't read Saga or any of the Valiant stuff, so I can't really comment on that. But something that blew me away how much I'm enjoying it is Dark Horse's Star Wars.
Oh, the new relaunch.
Yeah, holy crap, is it good? Because I don't know if it's in canon, but whatever, I don't really care because it's 80 different versions of Star Wars canon, so I don't really give a shit. But you've got characters are kind of growing a little bit, you're seeing different sides of the characters, and it's basically Leia gets told by Mon Mothma to have a Black Ops crew go find a home planet for the rebellion, get them resources because they think they've got a spy, and you've got Black Ops X-Wings, you've got Vader getting basically bitch smacked around by the Emperor in the first issue because he let the Death Star blow up. And you're seeing more of the Star Wars universe. The Emperor is pissed because this thing cost money, which you never really pieced together.
Yeah, exactly.
This thing cost them a fucking fortune. And Vader gets basically kicked off of his ship gets sent off to the shipyards over at Endor where they're building the second Death Star, and he's basically demoted. This new guy's raising up through the ranks, taking over command of Vader's ship. You've got Solo and Chewie who got sent to Coruscant to get weapons. They're doing an arms deal.
Oh, that's alright.
And it's such a fun read. And even Luke Skywalker, who is, for all intents and purposes, a pretty bland character, gets some cool character beats in this. And it's not the greatest looking book. The art's not going to blow you away.
Yeah, it's the writing.
Yeah, it's the writing and the
by
universe.
Brian Wood, by the way.
Yes, and the universe that's going on around it, and the history that these characters have had together, and what's probably coming up.
Yeah.
So I think they're also putting in little bits here and there, like payoffs. We're not going to pay it off in the book, but it's going to pay off later.
That's cool.
It's also some creepy stuff because they haven't really... That universe, they don't know that Leia are brother and sister, but there's some little dialogue lines where it's gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably say...
Star Wars then?
Yeah.
Star Wars is your fave.
Yeah.
So, I read a lot. A lot. So, I read a lot of Dynamite stuff, Warlord of Mars, I read The Shadow, I read The Spider.
I could probably read more if I didn't spend all my time just watching YouTube videos.
I read all the Valiant books currently.
Yeah.
I read Saga, I read Conan, I read
that was another one I was kind of sad to drop, the new Conan the Cimmerian, or Cimmerian if it's still going.
Yeah, but my favorite, I think, and Saga is close number one, but it has to be Fatale.
Really? Okay.
Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, fantastic team, worked on Criminal.
What was the last Criminals?
I can't remember what it was.
That one the last one that Brubaker did, the last Criminal storyline, was the first Criminal stuff I had read.
Yeah, which is a crime that you only read the last one.
But it didn't seem to be continuity heavy, so I don't feel like I missed anything.
It does. It goes through. There's plot threads.
Yeah.
So, but whatever. But Fatale, amazing, and it's so good. It takes place over time periods as well, sort of like Thor, but not really, because each arc is a different time, not within the book. But again, it has ongoing threads.
Or
some of the characters are are reoccurring as well.
Okay.
And but the cool thing is, it's a very noir-heavy book. It's a very, very good read to go through, but it's also got a lot of occult stuff in it, and that's why he wanted to do it as different. So it's like an occult noir book. It is awesome. It's got
I am in.
It's got this Cthulhu type.
All right, you just said one of my key words.
Whatever, and that's so good though.
That's what got me into Criminal. I haven't read a ton of noir stuff, but when I read good noir crime detective stuff, it's really good. That's why I love Warren Ellis's books, his novels. I crank through Crooked Little Vein. I'm reading Gun Machine now, and it's hard-boiled detective, but with a twist. Or if it's got that noir stuff.
And this has so many twists. It's so good. So you might have the character in the first book. Let's say it takes place in the 30s, which I can't remember at the moment, and then it takes place, let's say, a decade later or 2 decades later, and then the character's really old, and then whatever they're after, it just continues on in this satanic group or whatever, chasing these certain people throughout everything, and it's just so well written and so dark and so dense, and the artwork is fantastic.
Single
just
issues,
so
monthly, or are they just trades, or how are they?
It's monthly.
Yeah.
And the first 2 trade paperbacks are out right now. Fairly priced as well, actually.
Yeah.
So really good.
How many issues per trade do you get?
About 5, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's 5. Yeah. So it's fantastic. That's my top non-Big 2 book.
Yeah.
Saga, very close. It is fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Hard to beat, but for me, Fatale beats it. So
Might have to check that out, because a lot of the points that you described there are things that I enjoy.
More people should be reading it, I think. And I do like Walking Dead. I like Invincible. I like a lot of things, but
I've never read a single issue of Invincible, ever. And I've read a lot of Spawn, so I probably should have read Invincible.
And you just admitted that on air.
I did.
For the world to hear.
I did. I was there. I was there from the beginning. That got me into getting comics again.
I was there from the beginning to issue 10, and that was it.
So you read Angela, Medieval Spawn, the next one, and then checked out.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Sold them for a small little fortune. And
Missed that boat.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
How much did I get for all mine? I had like 230 issues or something. I think I got like $100. Maybe.
If that,
20.
33 cents a piece.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I started getting Spawn. That what got me back into comics. It was pretty much the only thing I had on my pull list for a good 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Then I hadn't actually read Batman Hush, but I had known about it, and then I had seen that Jim Lee was going to draw Superman, so I added Superman to my book. Then I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh, I like what's going on here. I'm going to add this book, and now I am where I am, where I have
Lots
30
of
books a month, sometimes 10 a week.
All right, favorite writer of all time, current, past, present, whatever. Any writer, who's your favorite? Male, female?
I have got to say, for big superhero idea stuff,
Rob Liefeld.
Fuck no! He's my favorite artist. Fuck no! Piece of shit.
We should do an episode on that.
Jesus Christ.
He's not my favorite, but he's
no one's favorite.
He is. He sells books, believe it or not.
I
Not
don't
enough
know how.
books, but he has like an energy in his pencils. They're not the greatest, but for whatever reason, they pop on the shelf when you see it, and you know, like,
And then you read
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
And then you're like...
But that's the thing. There's an energy about his penciling that, whatever. It may not be your favorite, but something about it draws people in.
Yeah.
And he sells books.
I think this one needs to be broken down into favorite regular writer.
No. Favorite writer
This is
of all
hard.
time. All time. All right, I'll start.
Okay.
My favorite writer of all time. It was hard to choose.
Okay.
Like, I really liked Bill Mantlo. He did some of my favorite Hulk stuff. He did ROM, which is amazing.
Space Knight.
ROM Space Knight. Such a good book. You don't even know. Micronauts, so good.
I don't even know.
But current runs too, like Warren Ellis has done some fantastic stuff, Thunderbolts, and just so much, But for me, I think it started with the revival of Captain America, and it's continued to today through everything else, plus his independent stuff. Ed Brubaker.
Yeah.
My favorite writer of all time. Now that could change tomorrow, but today it's Ed Brubaker.
Yeah, that's a fine choice. I mean, his second go around at Cap was a little crap. He seemed to have put far more energy into Winter Soldier than he did into his Cap run.
But even then, see, that was the thing. I thought his Winter Soldier for the last half of his run just faltered, and he was running out of steam.
Really, with the Widow Saga stuff, I thought that was fantastic.
I thought he was running out of steam, and just that's whatever. But on the other side too, though, is Criminal and his Fatal, so full of energy.
Yeah.
Like, his writing is amazing.
For me, Brubaker's a damn good one. There are writers, when I see their name on a book, I will buy it. Like Warren Ellis, I'll buy it.
Me too. Remender, I'll probably buy it.
That's gonna be my number one.
Is it? Remender?
Yeah.
Particular reason?
The fact that his stories, you feel that they're so connected with each other. They're even like his payoff in his Uncanny X-Force stuff is paying off in his Avengers stuff.
Yes.
Like he sets up stories and it doesn't feel forced. It feels very organic.
Yeah.
And when shit goes down in his books, you have those moments of like, oh shit. And just the way he paces a story out, sometimes it's a little longer than I would really enjoy. The Dark Angel, Apocalypse Saga, that it was a long read, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm slogging through this, let's get to some things were happening. And it's the same with Hickman, world building, payoff. If you don't have the world building, the payoff is cheaper. Bendis has this habit, I think, of payoff. Yeah, we're going to tell you about payoff. I prefer set up, let me find out, let me get invested, then pay me off as things. And just the history that he's able to been built into even his recent runs of books, has been so worth the effort to read and to put the time into reading that I hope he gets some more books. And
he's writing a lot of books.
Yeah. How many books is he writing right now?
I think there's at least 3 or 4.
Yeah. So yeah, his Uncanny X-Force.
Captain America.
Yeah. I didn't think I would love the Uncanny X-Force more. I didn't think it was possible.
I know,
but
me neither. But it just grew.
Since that book came back out as X-Force out of the X-Men saga, all the way through, it has been great. I'm not a super huge fan of it now, but yeah, I'm going to say Remender. Like I said,
good choice.
The off and on writers like Neil Gaiman, Warren Ellis. They're guys where I see their name on a solicit, I take a closer look at the book and be like, I'm going to get this. But if there's a regular writer that's going to go on a book, I'm looking at Remender.
Favorite artist of all time, past, present, future. Favorite, no matter what. Like any book he's on, you'll buy, whatever. Favorite artist.
I probably got to go with, for a long track history, who's got a proven track record.
Bagley.
It was close.
Oh, really?
Bagley's art, Bendis and Bagley and Ultimate Spider-Man were such a good team. True. I love a team that sticks together for 130 issues.
Yeah, me too. I love long-running teams. Which is going to be one of my answers. Yeah. So
that Pincelli girl that's doing
Sarah Pincelli.
Yeah, fantastic.
She's very
love her art. My favorite artist, I gotta go Biggie. I gotta go Jim Lee.
Oh,
I love.
He was my favorite artist like 15 years ago.
He all the stuff, all the characters he draws, they look like you will remember the characters looking.
Exactly.
They're a very collective, subconscious version of the characters. You think of Batman. Like I said before in a previous episode, he doesn't do my favorite Batman because he's a little too bald. My favorite Batman was Michael Turner because he's slim.
Really?
Yeah, he's slim and muscular, but he's not bulky.
Yeah.
Jim Lee did my favorite Superman, and it's a criminal shame that there's only one Jim Lee Superman figure, and it's the Poison Ivy controlled one from the Hutch line. There was supposed to be a box set, but they canceled it. But he does the Superman so well and with such energy and power behind the drawing that I gotta go Jim Lee.
All right, so mine.
I know it's a wuss out answer, but
it is what it is.
It's an obvious answer.
It is obvious.
Yeah.
Yes. So my favorite is not so obvious, but he's been on many long-running books for long-running tenures. No longer with us, but John Buscema.
Okay.
He is the ultimate Conan artist.
Yeah.
Every artist bases their look on Conan off of his. He's done memorable runs on the Avengers. So fantastic. Like the story I mentioned where Jarvis got beaten to a pulp by the Masters of Evil. Silver Surfer run was fantastic. Like everything he's ever done, I think, is amazing. I would kill to have some of his original art on my walls. Like, kill.
Yeah.
He is so good. Like everything he's ever done is just amazing.
I was close to going with Hitch. I was really.
I can't stand Hitch.
The only reason I didn't go with Hitch's Fantastic Four run with Miller hurt me more so than I could possibly convey. There was something about his work that was so flat on Fantastic Four, but you put him on another project, and it looks fantastic. Eddie Granoff is another one of my favorites.
A close for me would have been current Avengers artist Jerome Opeña or Mike Deodato. Love him. Everything he's done, I've loved too.
Yeah, you pick up a book by him, and it's just fantastic.
It is amazing, and he's just getting better as the years go on.
That's what's weird. Like you look at guys like Romita, you can see they slip.
He's getting
they have
worse.
Peaks and valleys in their work, but he is just. I always pronounce it Deodato. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But you can just his work just gets better and better. The way he does his lighting in his scenes.
Yeah.
He
gets better every year.
I went with Jim Lee just overall. Like I very rarely have I picked up a piece of Jim Lee work in anything and been like, this is crap. So I think overall, I that's why I went with Jim Lee. But there are some spectacular artists like Epting for gritty reality stuff. Classic wise, I mean, you gotta look at Kirby and Romita and not Romita's
so
kid.
Much. All right, so we're just gonna do some quick
hits.
Quick hits, exactly. So 1 word, 2, 3 tops, no explanations.
Okay.
Favorite character deserving of a book now, DC?
Oshamander.
Adam Strange.
Interesting. I don't think they've introduced him yet.
I don't think
in
so.
New
either.
52.
I don't know. But deserving for me.
Yeah.
Favorite character deserving of an ongoing book in Marvel?
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist, cool. For me, oh jeez, there's so many. I'm gonna go Black Knight.
Really?
Yes,
Wow,
love him.
Okay.
Ebony Sword.
Did you love his ultimate version of Black Knight?
Pegasus, awesome. I haven't read it.
No.
So I can't really say. I don't know. All
That's a good one. It'd be a cool period set Black Knight. Have him back
current.
in time. Okay.
Current. Yeah.
Like Marlon Wayne? No.
All right. Okay. Favorite miniseries of all time?
Toss up 1602 or Doctor Strange: The Oath.
Wow. Did not think 1602.
Loved it. Fucking loved it.
I liked it, but not that much.
Okay.
Okay, mine.
It felt big without being overblown for me. And period pieces, seeing the Marvel Universe start up ahead of time, seeing the little versions of characters here and there.
Okay, so for me then...
And The Oath was amazing.
The Oath was good. Yes, it was. It was really good. I'm going to have to say Kingdom Come. Pretty obvious, but so good.
Yeah.
Beautifully painted.
Yeah.
So good.
Alex Ross, I would like him to do a little bit more regular work. I mean, he's doing the covers to some Dynamite books, but is he doing the interiors of those or no? What was the last
Masks?
What was the last mini series that he actually did?
Masks, but only 1 issue.
Was it? Okay.
All right. Favorite classic character, any publisher, any era. Let's say pre 1950.
Dr. Fate. I love Dr. Fate.
It's cool. I love Dr. Fate too.
The only version of Dr. Fate I actually don't care for is the shitty tattoo blazoned bishop style. That was
I think
extreme
I'll have to
version.
go.
Uncle Sam.
I like Uncle Sam.
Yeah. I was gonna say Phantom Lady. I was almost gonna say
like
Phantom Lady.
too.
Yeah.
I have to go.
I can edit these pauses out, so don't worry.
We're not editing nothing. How about I'll go with Spider. I like the Spider.
Really?
Yeah.
I almost also went Shadow.
Great costume design. Love the guns with the web targeting.
Yeah. I thought you might have gone Phantom.
I almost went Phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost went Phantom. All right.
Those guys need a reboot movie.
Favorite canceled series. Any time.
Defenders.
The 162 issue Defenders or 150 issue Defenders. That one. The first run.
A tie between that one and the most recent one.
Okay. That's all right.
Yeah. They had some good ideas in there. It wasn't an easy book to read, but that team of people.
I found it was an easy book. I think
they had some concepts in there that were like, wait a minute, what's this impossible engine thing? What's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a flowing story. It was definitely a staggered, juddered, start type of thing. Yeah. But probably Defenders for me.
Right. Mine. It's kind of a toss-up between 2. Both by DC.
Okay.
Both start with the letter A. Eric, Son of Thunder, or Arian, Lord of Atlantis. Love those books.
Wow.
How's that for obscure? But they're so good. You have to.
3 other people that read those books are going to be losing their shit over this.
Other 2 close ones: Amethyst, the original issues from the early 80s, mid 80s, whatever, and Warlord from DC.
Warlord, yeah.
Love that run by Mike Grell. So good.
Yeah.
So good. So, favorite painter?
Comic painter?
No. Comic painter, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Eddie Granoff.
Oh, digital.
I went just wrapped up a big TV interview thing, and there was people waiting in line to get his autograph, and some idiots had like blank pages. Like, you realize he's a digital painter. Like, so he had just finished up an interview with Space Channel, and I was walking past and I saw him there. And I'm like, would you mind just signing my Extremis #1? And he's like, yeah, sure. So he signed it, didn't charge me, they have to wait in line for like an hour.
That's cool.
And yeah, he was a super nice guy.
I think just for me, because of the epicness he brings to certain characters, Alex Ross.
Yeah.
Loved Earth X.
I love how he does his work. Like, he gets friends, family models, puts them in costume, and go.
I've pretty much loved everything he's done.
Another one of those guys where you will never find a piece of his work and go, it's okay. Or this is garbage.
Yeah.
You just look at it and like, this is cool stuff.
Yeah. Character in need of a good comeback.
Overall, or are we talking like Marvel and or DC?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Character in need of a really solid comeback. This one's really tough.
Blade.
I'm not the biggest Blade fan in the world. Probably gotta go with Ghost Rider.
I was actually almost going to answer that. Yeah, almost. But I'm gonna go Legion of Monsters from Marvel.
Okay, alright.
Just because Legion of Monsters kind of is like the umbrella sort of title, so it brings them all under one. Werewolf by Night, Tomb of Dracula, freaking Frankenstein, Monster Living Mummy, all of them. Morbius can come back under there, and whatever. Love the monsters. They're so good. But,
I think if Ghost Rider is written, screw it, give it to Mark Waid. Have him do a Ghost Rider book. I think he can do something special with it.
Favorite single issue story?
This one is going to be really weird because this one actually choked me up as a reader. I can't remember the number. It was an Ultimate X-Men issue. It was probably like 50 or 60. I can't remember the issue. But the whole point of the story was this kid wakes up in the morning and he goes downstairs and he can't find his parents or anybody else. And he goes outside and like everybody is dead. He goes back home, his parents dead. He has no idea what's going on. He freaks out and runs into the mountains. And I think there's a scene in there where Xavier is explaining to the X-Men that they picked up a new mutant. This kid's power is like, it's either his breath or his skin or it's something about him. He gives off something that just kills people.
Oh yeah.
Nobody lives. So the kid is up in a cave. They drop Wolverine off somewhere, and he like hikes up to the kid where he's at because they're contracting with Cerebro.
Yeah.
And the kid's like 15 years old or something, and he walks into the cave. He starts talking to him. He introduces himself. He's like, they're talking about the X-Men.
He's gotta put him down.
He gives him a beer. They start drinking. He's like, "You think I could have been an X-Men?" And he's like, "Yeah, kid." And you don't see anything, and you just see Wolverine walk out of the cave.
Yeah.
And he's not crying or anything, but he's just like the look on Wolverine's face. Like, it took me about 10 seconds to figure it out after. I'm like, well, hang on, what'd you...
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Old Yeller.
Yeah. It was heart-wrenching. I had never read that in a book before.
Huh.
So, that's mine.
There's been a few that, get you a little teary for me. A lot of Fables issues have had me laughing my ass off out loud, and Stephanie's wondering what the hell is going on? Why are you laughing?
I almost had
crazy?
Fables as I'm not currently reading Fables.
Yeah, but for me, and I don't know why, it just comes to mind all the time, is, again, this is an old obscure, not too obscure nowadays, but Marvel Preview magazine from late 70s.
Yeah.
The first appearance of Star-Lord by Chris Claremont and John Byrne.
Okay.
Fantastic story. He gets his element gun, he gets his ship, he's beautiful book.
Yeah.
So well written. Just, I don't know. I always remember this one. It's just good book. Good book.
Awesome.
And they've reprinted it, I think, a couple of times, so it shouldn't be too hard to find, really.
Yeah, this X-Men book, it was kind of in the middle of another arc. It was probably just a filler issue, but it was so beautifully written. And I think, who was doing the art on that at the time? Was it Hitch?
Kubert's
one of them, yeah. It was so amazingly drawn, and just like the look on Wolverine's face, like just go find that issue. If I can't get the number right now, I might try and track it down and get the number. But it's a great issue.
All right. Favorite female character, hero, villain, sub character.
Favorite female character. Invisible Woman.
Medusa. Marvel.
Yeah?
Love Medusa.
Nice.
Always love Medusa.
Yeah.
Hair.
Yeah.
So good. Invisible Woman's very close.
Yeah. I love it because they keep playing this up in the books and it keeps getting hammered
The
home.
MILF factor.
No. That's obvious. But she is for my bottom dollar, she is the hottest woman in the Marvel Universe. Because she doesn't
pretty
slut
amazing.
it up.
I know. It's the...
She knows what... She knows herself, so...
Yeah.
It's that...
confidence.
Yeah.
And,
but it's the fact that she is the most powerful member of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And people are always kind of like, oh, we gotta worry about Thing, we gotta worry about Johnny going Nova. No, you gotta worry about the woman who can put an embolism in your brain.
Yeah.
Or, like, when the Super Skrull, like, attacked...
Cut your throat when she's invisible.
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything. You piss her off, like, you go after her kids, she loses her fucking mind on you. Like, there was one issue where the Super Skrulls attacked, and, like, she didn't know where the kids were, and Reed and Ben and Johnny were, like, taking positions, and, like, the Super Skrull's like, you will never see you again. And she just put, like, a bubble around his head and, like, where are my kids?
Yeah.
So...
Same thing with Medusa. Got the MILF factor. She's a queen.
Yeah.
Like, of a race of essentially gods.
Yeah.
Not gods, they're Inhumans, but whatever.
She's got that cool, like, psychic link with Black Bolt.
When Black Bolt's gone, she friggin' held them together.
Yeah.
Like, she's got a cool family, the royal family. Like,
everyone really
is
fucks
awesome.
with her either.
Nobody messes with Medusa, man. Like, she can take that hair and strangle the life out of you. She can, like, it's climb walls, do whatever, right? It's just awesome.
It's a cool power.
It's really neat, and she's so strong and confident as well. I love Medusa.
Yeah.
Alright, favorite cosmic / god character. God, cosmic, whatever.
Gonna go Surfer.
Galactus.
Yeah.
Galactus is amazing.
Trumped me.
Very little speaking parts, whatever. Yeah. But how about we do this? Favorite herald of Galactus?
I really enjoyed Airwalker.
I really enjoyed Airwalker. I really enjoyed all of them, but I really like Terrax the Tamer.
Terrax the Tamer, yeah.
He is
the
awesome.
Forgotten One is also good. Redshift.
Yeah. So there's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few. Yeah.
So yeah, the Surfer is probably my favorite cosmic level character.
Favorite new god.
Shit. I like Orion.
It's
too easy.
I like Orion as well. He's very good. But I'm gonna say Black
Orion.
Racer because he has skis.
Oh, the Black
skis
Racer.
in space.
I almost went Bug.
It's amazing.
Just to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Go with Bug.
Black Racer.
Black. Jesus.
So that he's a pretty cool character.
Yeah.
I just whatever. I don't know. Got any?
Favorite planet.
Huh. Now that is wow.
That's a tough question.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. There's a lot.
Yeah. Favorite planet you like seeing visualized, let's say.
Jeez. Favorite planet. Jeez, I don't know. You go first.
Probably just because of the different interpretations and versions of it. I love when people go to do books on Krypton.
Okay.
Because you have like either the crystalline structures or you have like the big sprawling metropolis style.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like the different versions that they do of Krypton.
I'm gonna have to go a little slightly different.
Okay.
Ego the Living Planet.
That's almost a character.
Almost a character indeed. Almost.
That feels like a cop-out.
But he is also a planet.
Because it's literally in his name.
Yes.
Alright.
Ego the Living Planet.
I want to change my answer.
To Mogo?
Yeah.
It's the largest Green Lantern of all time.
If you can have Ego the Living Planet, I'm gonna go Mogo. I was putting mine to non-sentient. Probably my fault. Gotta go with Mogo.
I was gonna go Doctor Who's planet there, but I mean that's not even in the comics. I guess it is technically in the comics, but whatever.
Gallifrey?
Yeah. But no, I can't. I don't know. I can't really think of one. There's a lot to choose from.
Apocalypse is cool to see.
Apocalypse is pretty sweet. Yeah.
The changes they do in
There's a lot to choose from.
Favorite superhero base.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Favorite superhero base. I gotta give up for the Fantastic Four.
Baxter Building?
Baxter
Am I Baxter Building? Cool. Good one. Mine's a toss-up between the Secret Avengers micro base.
The micro base is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's a great concept.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
But just tweaking above that would be Nowhere. It's the hollowed out, decapitated head of a Celestial permanently in orbit around like a gravitational rift in space. And it's ran by a talking Russian dog in a space helmet.
Cosmo.
How is that?
That's pretty sweet.
It is an awesome
It's a good
base.
answer. Yeah. Answer. I went classic, but that.
Where's your base? My base is in a cave.
Where's
your base?
I
Head
almost
of a Celestial.
answered Avengers Hydro Base. Their floating island.
Floating island.
Asteroid M though I didn't mind either.
Yeah.
That was
Slash
okay.
Utopia.
Yes.
Yeah. Favorite superhero costume of all time.
Costume.
Yeah. If you say Invisible Woman's MILF 4 cutout costume, I'm ending the podcast.
Invisible Woman.
Nah.
No. Favorite costume: Black Bolt.
Black. Wow. Nice. Very cool.
Love Black Bolt. That costume is freaking awesome.
Haven't really tweaked that at all, have they?
They don't have to.
Yeah, it's
never
essentially a
tweaked
perfect costume.
It is perfect in every way.
Mine's probably a toss-up between Doctor Strange,
Yeah, that's not bad.
his
I like it.
mid-contemporary costume, not his new one where it's just the red and black.
Yeah.
And
The Cape, the Eye.
Yeah, the Cape, the Eye of Agamotto is really, really cool. That and Age of Apocalypse Magneto. I fucking love that.
That was alright.
And like the bigger shoulder pads, the bulkier gauntlets and boots, the longer mask of like.
I did like the longer mask.
Yeah, the very thin slits in it, and like the dread, the ponytail, and the big long things at the front. I just love that costume.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, let's see. Favorite superhero vehicle. What's that sound? Is that the bottom of the barrel we're scraping for questions?
Nick Fury's car with the wheels there.
The flying car?
Flying
the DeLorean
cars.
style?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm probably gonna go...
Actually, I'm changing that.
Okay.
Ghost Rider's bike.
Shit!
That's what I'm going with.
Fucker! Okay.
Any version.
Yeah, Batmobile's too obvious. Fantastic car.
Fantastic car is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alright, next one.
Favorite piece of superhero technology?
Are you looking up questions?
I'm not looking up questions! I am not... I didn't even have a window
Superhero
open.
technology.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to... I'll just go with the element gun. Star-Lord's element gun.
Really? What is so spectacular about that?
It shoots out different elements, man. Fire, water,
Is that it?
ice chunks,
Is that
wind,
it?
whatever. Earth, chunks of
So
earth.
it's Storm in a gun?
Yes.
Okay. My favorite... Green Lantern ring, obviously, that's gonna be...
That's pretty...
But
if that's your favorite, that's your favorite.
Yeah. I love the Ultimate Nullifier.
I was gonna say that.
Just the concept of that alone is
Okay,
like...
next one.
Let's see. Shit, running out of ideas. I had one, and then,
Alright, favorite android or robot?
oof. Recent time, I became a big fan of Jocasta.
I've always loved Jocasta.
Yeah.
Loved her. She is
Yeah.
so awesome. But I gotta get up to the Vision.
Yeah.
Love the Vision.
I was never a big fan of the Vision.
I've always been.
I wasn't reading Avengers at the time when he was like
I was.
big part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing with him. Like I know about him. He's a cool character. And, okay, that's
Cool.
fine. Yeah.
Cool.
And never the biggest fan of him. Favorite cosmic level item.
Cosmic Cube.
Yeah.
No, Gauntlet.
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 It's
Obvious.
It's one or the other.
But I read Infinity Gauntlet when it came out by issue. Nothing can beat it, man. It's awesome. Sheer awesomeness. It's awesome.
Yeah. The fact that there's a quest, that's gonna be mine too. The fact that there is a quest built into obtaining it, like you've got to go get all the gems in order to use it.
Yeah.
I think that's real. That's a cool part of it. Favorite time traveling story?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I liked. Okay, this is just because I can remember it off the top of my head, and it was really good. It was Iron Man issue 250 or 350 or something with Iron Man 2020 and Doctor Doom in the future. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
For me, there's tons of time traveling stuff.
Too many.
Yeah, anything with Kang is all cool. Remender's Kang stuff now is awesome. But I gotta say, like the Knights of the Round Table stuff with Iron Man and Doom.
Yeah, that's a similar thing to me.
Yeah.
There was one in the past and there was one in the
when they go back to Camelot time, so it's like Iron Man, Doctor Doom, King Arthur.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
I am in.
Favorite future time hero? Male, female, whatever. In the future.
Like who traveled back?
They could have traveled back, they could still be in the future, whatever.
Okay.
Cable, Bishop, Rachel Summers. All X-Men, but there's others.
Yeah. It's gonna be really
Mine,
to X-Men.
Spider-Man 2099.
Really? Who's coming back?
I like Spider-Man.
Reintroducing him.
His costume is awesome as well.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I gotta go with. I'm gonna say Hope. Hope Summers.
Hope Summers is awesome.
Yeah, I think
so good.
Because of how long we've been reading her from like her birth all the way through her life and now where she's at in her life, I think that's why she's such a cool character because we've been there for everything of hers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go Hope.
Cool. So we've gone through like I think pretty much friggin' everything
there
is to go through.
I think people have a better understanding of who we are as individuals, where we
at
come
least
from.
in what we like to read.
Yeah.
And what you should be reading.
True, they can see what a complete jag-off I am when it comes to what I haven't read.
There's some good recommendations too, like if you want to read like Fatale, or if you want to read Star Wars, or if you want to read whatever, some good recommendations, past, present, whatever.
You've got the niche, kind of smaller market recommendations there. It's really good.
So that was the episode for today of the Pendulum. So that's it for now. Take care.
Thanks a lot, everyone.